Welcome to Fabric Monday. Today we'll talk about OneLake row and column security. In a previous video I talked about OneLake Security, but in OneLake Security we can also control row level security and column level security. Let's see today how we can do this. Let's see a demonstration about how this works. Here I have my Lakehouse with OneLake Security already implemented. I will add the row level security and the column level security to this Lakehouse. I have the table employees here. In this table employees there is a field is salesperson. I'll make a filter in a row on OneLake Security defining that only the employees which are salesperson can be displayed. The others will not be accessible. Besides that, I will also make a column level security, removing the column photo. This column will not be available to the users of that row. Let's open Manage OneLake Security. Here are the rows that I created. These are the same rows I created on a previous video. So come to the employees. I click this menu and go to permissions. In permissions I have the options row security and column security. Both options are still in preview. Row security. Here I can use a select to define the row level security to filter the rows I don't want to appear for the users in this row. Read employees, the row read employees. What rows I don't want to appear? There is already a suggested select in this box. I can press tab and the select is typed for me. Let's filter by the is salesperson equal 1. That's my row level security rule. I will only display the employees which are salespersons. Save. Let's define now the column security, column level security. The column level security by default is disabled, so the users can see all the columns without any problem. I click on the enable button and it brings to me all the columns in the table already with read permission. Then I can remove the columns I don't want the user to see. Photo column, I don't want this photo column there. Remove and save. I completed the setup of the row level security and the column level security. The next step is to see the result for the user who will access the employees table. Let's see how it works. Here I can see the workspace and I'm logged in with my user with lower permission level. This user can only see the employees table. Let's open the Secure Lake and we have an error. I can't actually open the table dimension employee in the Lakehouse. Why? It's about how the Lakehouse works. The Lakehouse is trying to access the files. I don't have full access to the file, so it can't show me this dimension employee in the Lakehouse. Either I use a semantic model to test the permissions and I would see the permissions already in place, or I use the SQL Endpoint. The SQL Endpoint is the easiest way to test the permission. Oh wait! But we saw in a previous video that the SQL Endpoint is by itself a point of security. It controls its permissions, unless I change a configuration in the SQL Endpoint. I'm back to my main account. Let's take a look on the workspace. Open the workspace, SQL Endpoint, Settings, and Data Access Mode. I need to change the Data Access Mode and I need to change the Data Access Mode to use OneLake Security. Otherwise the SQL Endpoint would ignore the OneLake Security and use its own security, not the OneLake Security I already configured. So I'm setting the SQL Endpoint to use the OneLake Security already configured. It advised me that all security configurations in the SQL Endpoint will be dropped. Yes, I don't need any security configurations in the SQL Endpoint. It's done. The configuration is done. Now I can go to the other user and test the access through the SQL endpoint. I'm already in the SQL endpoint with the user with lower permissions, and I have these two queries. Let's try the first one. Select the star from dimension employee. Let's execute. And I have selection permission denied because I don't have permission in the column photo. I cannot use select star, but let's try now to use select with specific columns. That's it. I can see the employee key, employee name, and the eSalesperson field. And the eSalesperson field has only one. One meaning true, the value is true. Only the salesperson are displayed for me. All the other ones are filtered. I can't see the other employees. I'm seeing only the salesperson. In this way, we just saw how to make the configuration of row-level security and column-level security using OneLake Security in Microsoft Fabric. Thank you very much for watching and see you next week.